Everybody, and welcome to Northern Card Gaming. My name's Andrew Brown, and today I'll be looking at Greninja Post Ultra Prism. Greninja is a deck I've got quite a bit of experience with. I won a Dublin League Cup with it. A Crimson Invasion version, not an Ultra Prism version, even though there's nothing really much changes from the Ultra Prism version and the Crimson Invasion version, but we'll be using obviously the Ultra Prism version. And I quite like it. It does do Greninja things sometimes. During the League Cup, Greninja did kind of brick a few times, but that's just the nature of the beast. But it's a very good deck. It can get easily teched by the Giratina promo, but if you can choose your meta correctly, this deck will really do very well. And the reason why is because the attacks and the ability are just too stupid really to work. I don't think I ever really used Moonlight Slash. I mainly use Shadow Stitch, and there's a good reason for that. But we'll go through the deck here, and then we'll do a few matches. So first up here we have Tapu Lele, a single Tapu Lele. Back in the day, Greninja was a deck that was cheap. It was very, very cheap. You only played the Greninja stuff, maybe a Jirachi promo, but not anymore. Deck plays at least one Lele just to help with the consistency. Obviously, it's my full art one here for the thing, but you obviously use Wander Tag to search your deck for a supporter, put it into your hand. You're not using Bridget for obvious reasons. For those who don't know Greninja very well, you'll see why. But it is quite a good card, just basically be able to get that supporter that you need to be able to get your Froakies and your Frogadiers. So having one's always very good. I'm going to do the non-EX and GX stuff for, last, but I'll do this one next. One Feeny. You play the Feeny for, really, it's the GX attack, because it's the only GX attack in the deck. This Tapping Storm. It shuffles your opponent's active Pokemon and all cards attached into their deck, and you can't use it if they have no bench. This is basically, I think, I use it for a lot of Guardies. So if you have a Guardy and it's slowly gaining a lot of traction, or even a Ho-Ode, or even a Kiawe Holo late game, you can just Feeny it back, which is quite funny. Mainly, I find it mainly used for the Guardy, because if the Guardy starts stacking, and you can just storm it away. It's just a good utility tool to have in the deck, so it's always quite good. The other attacks, Aqua Ring can be used if you really need to, and same with Hydro Shot. There's a lot of these cards that are just there because they need these attacks that you can use them. So it's quite a good card, I believe. So Feeny is a good pick in this deck. Now on to the actual main body of the Pokemon. We play 4 of the Bubble Froakie from Breakpoint. 60 HP Pokemon. Bubble is flip a coin. If heads, you active Pokemon is paralyzed. This is the best Froakie we've got. It's very, very good for just, if you really need to use it, you can use it, hopefully flip heads, and then the next turn start to set up normally. So this is a very good Froakie to have. One of the reasons this deck is so good is because of this little boy, Frogadier. 70 HP, so not much of an increase on the basic. And it's got the attack water duplicates. Search your deck for up to 3 Frogadier and put them onto your bench. Shuffle your deck afterwards. This is your Bridget, basically. This is your turn 2 Bridget, and instead of going for the basics, you're going for the stage 1s. So usually how it works is you get your 2 Froakies out, you then attach a Frogadier, you evolve one into Frogadier. The Frogadier then duplicates to get 3 more Frogadier out. This one probably dies, the active one, and then you have 3 Frogadier turn into Greninjas and then breaks. So this is a very good card. It's a very, very good attack, and it makes the deck function very, very well. Once you get this off, you've got free reign to do your Sycamores and your Ends, because you don't want to draw this. You want to have it in deck. You want to get one of them out and then just get the rest of them from the deck. Prizing a lot can be annoying too. But here is one of the main events. It is Mr. Greninja, 130 HP Pokemon from Breakpoint, and it has 2 very, very good attacks. The first one is Shadow Stitch, which for 40 or 70 with a choice band. Basically for colorless, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, each Pokemon your opponent has in play in his or her hand and in his or her discard pile has no abilities. That's very, very good. This basically shuts off all the abilities, shuts off all the Gardevoir, shuts off all the Zoroark GXs, shuts off an awful lot of cards. It is pretty damn impressive how much this actually turns off. In the League Cup, I basically Shadow Stitch the entire time. I can't think of one time I ever used Moonlight Slash, because every deck I played against needed to use abilities quite a lot, and Greninja just killed them. Just completely killed them, and it was fantastic. So you want to use Shadow Stitch as much as possible in this new meta. Back in the day, you used Moonlight Slash. Nowadays, you use Shadow Stitch. Moonlight Slash for a water energy does 60 plus 20 if you bring the water energy back into your hand, which is quite good utility for the break. But really, from my experience, you're using your break to do damage, as you'll see soon, and then you're shadow stitching the opponent to completely nullify their attacks. So very, very good card is Greninja. You play 4. You're playing a 4 line of the non-EX Greninja stuff, and then of course you have 3 Greninja Break. Obviously on the side here, I'm sorry, 170 HP Pokemon, Pokemon Break, and it has the ability Giant Water Shuriken, which once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your active, you can discard a water energy and put 6 damage counters onto any Pokemon on your opponent's side. That is stupid. You're doing 60 to anywhere you want, and then an extra 70 to any sort of Pokemon with Choice Band, or you're doing 40 to shut off their abilities. That's pretty damn impressive. It's a very, very good card. It makes the deck very stupid. This is Shadow Stitch is really the reason why you want to be playing Greninja. It's non-EX Pokemon as well, which definitely helps. So this is a very, very good card indeed. And then the last Pokemon we're playing is a Staryu and Starmie line. The Staryu, you can play 2 or 1. I play 2 because I think it's a better option to have 2. I always prefer having 2 Staryus. It's such an important card that you need 2 of them. We're using the Breakpoint Staryu, which has free retreat, so don't worry about the HP when you've been 40 because it's got free retreat, which really helps you start it. And the main thing we use obviously is the Starmie. Starmie, 90 HP. It's from Evolutions and has the ability Space Beacon, where once your turn, if you may discard a card from your hand and put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So basically, it's a ability energy retrieval where you discard a card, and effectively you can just bring the energy back into your hand, and then use your bricks or use your Greninja pieces, and it's going to be very, very good for you. So you always want to have this try and get it out quickly as possible, so that you can get all your break stuff out and start really attacking and doing a lot of damage on the board. So that's the main that is the main Pokemon board. Very, very standard. Very, very standard indeed. So we're going to move on to the supporters. We play 4 Sycamore for dump and draw. Very, very good. Try and get through your deck as much as possible. We play 4 N, so because you're going to go behind in prizes quite often, you want to N your opponent, because then you'll be losing lots and lots of cards, and it means that you'll be hopefully getting more advantage as it goes on. And finally, you're playing 2 of the new Ultra Prism card, Cynthia. Shuffle your hand to your deck, then draw 6. The good thing about this is that it's another tool to Greninja. It basically means that you've got more consistency of shuffling your Frogadier pieces back in, or whatever, so you can get that other Froakie and your energy and be able to do all the good stuff you need to do by turn 2. So, very, very simple supporter line. No skylers or anything. Very, very simple indeed. On to the items. We've got 1 Enhanced Hammer to try and get rid of DCEs that the opponent might have to slow them down, especially slow down the Gardevoirs they might be trying to stack to try and knock you out. Playing 4 Evo Sodas, because Evo Soda is so good in this deck, it just means you've got another ball. It basically takes the place of Dive Ball. So instead of, although it's not got as much utility as Dive Ball, it's still very, very good to try and get all your pieces up. I mean, you can even Evo Soda to the Staryu to get the Starmie. You can Evo Soda wherever you want. It's always very good to have 4 of these. I'm playing 2 Field Blower because Garb is getting a bit more play nowadays. And it's always important to have your Field Blowers, just for the fact that it is Garb, and Garb can be very, very annoying. Garb just turned off everything, and so you really just need to have the Field Blowers. And it's always very good to have as many of these things as possible. You only really play 2. You can play 3 if you want, but I prefer to play 2. So you play 2 Field Blowers to get rid of the Garbs and stuff, and whatever tools you want. 1 Max Potion. Now, the deck that topped Leipzig played 2 Max Potion. I'm playing what? Max Potion is quite a good tech, because cards like Zoroark only do 120 to you. Although if you're against the lovely Glycipod one, you're probably going to get hit by the Glycipod anyway. But if they hit you with the lovely Zoroark, they only do 120, and you can Max Potion it off and then basically nullify their attack. So it's not too bad at attack. It's also very good if you're faced the mirror match, because the mirror match really becomes Shadow Stitch the game. And it takes quite a lot of Shadow Stitches for each person to knock each other out, but Potion really just resets the entire opponent's bench, the opponent's attacks for that Pokemon, and really it's very, very good for the mirror match. So what attack Max wasn't too bad. Playing 2 Rescue Stretcher, you want to get all that Pokemon back ASAP, so because you'll be losing prizes probably very early on, so you go Stretcher to get your pieces back, your Frogadiers and your Greninjas and your Greninja Bricks, so it's always good to have 2 of these. 1 Super Rod, similar idea to Rescue Stretcher, except you're not getting them back to your hand, you're getting them into the deck. You can also use it for the energy if you really need to, but really you'll be using it for Pokemon, because obviously you have Starmie to get the energy back, or you can use this to get the energy back if you're under ability lock. Only 3 Ultra Balls. It's just space. I think Ultra Ball is probably one of the cards you can really get rid of. 4 is a bit too much. I think some people play 4 and 3 Evo Soda. I prefer Evo Soda over Ultra Ball. So I'd rather go down Ultra Ball counts instead of the Evo Soda counts. So I definitely prefer only 3 Ultra Balls. Some people play 2, which I think it's a bit too little. But I do like having 3 Ultra Ball. And on to the tools. We play only one tool, and that is Choice Band to do 30 actually more damage to your active Pokemon GX or EX. It's a very, very good card to have for number fixing. Means you're doing 70 to Pokemon instead of just 40. So 70 plus 60 is 130, and that's another you're doing, that's 190. So it's not too bad. It helps against cards like Buzzwole and against Ho-Ohs and all sort of things to be able to knock them out with 2 Shadow Stitch, not Shadow Stitch, yeah, one Shadow Stitch and then 2 lovely Shurikens, because it means you can Shuriken twice and then turn off their abilities. And the stadium of choice is Brooklet Hill, because it's basically another ball search. It's effectively an S-ball. It's effectively maybe even a repeat ball back in the day if you're using it just to get Froakies. So it's very, very good to get your other Froakie or your Staryu out. So then you can start evolving them and start knocking things out. And into the energy counts, we have only 3 splash. Some people are playing 4, I'm playing 3. It's always good to have more basic energy. And also, there's a lot of E-Hammer around, so you may as well play a bit of a less one of splash energy. It's so good. If the one Pokemon this card attached to is knocked out by damage from your opponent's attack, put that Pokemon into your hand. So all the cards into the hand, and then you discard the energy and the tool and stuff like that. But you get all the Pokemon back, which is really, really good for recovery. Especially if you have lots of smaller Greninja pieces on, you can go, you brought it all back to hand. Well, there's my Froakie evolves into a Frogadier, my Frogadier evolves into Greninja, my Greninja evolves into. You basically put the entire line back onto the bench. That's very good. And finally, 7 basic energy. So that's the deck. I love it. I do quite like playing it. So we're going to try it out here and hope to God we don't get really bad matches, but we'll see what happens. I liked it. It's done me quite well. It was either going to be this or Xerneas, and I think Greninja was a better call for the League Cup. I'm not too sure. Where are you? There you are. So we'll see. We'll see if I get rewarded for my love of the Wii deck. What we've got. Ooh, it's like I'm not too sure what this might be. It could be Empoleon for some reason. Maybe even Glaceon. Glaceon really doesn't matter because none of our Pokemon bar the Lele is ability focused. But GX-EX ability focused. Although they can knock out things very quickly. But we're going to go first here and see what we draw. We draw Frogadier and nothing else. So we'll have to go take a mulligan. Mulligans are pretty commonplace. You only have, I don't know, 8 basics. 2 of them you don't want to start with two of them though. You only want to have your Froggies or Frogadiers. And we start with a Lele. So we have to take 6 mulligans. Let's see what mulligans we got here. Yep, lots of good mulligans there. So this is going to be a pretty big whitewash, I believe. And he's okay. Well, there's a victory that shows you the consistency of Greninja. No, that's a complete bust. We'll try it again. I don't know why he even did it. He was getting 6 draws off the mulligan, so I do not really know what he was doing there. I don't know why 6 mulligans is horrible. But anyway, let's try again. And we're against the same types. Oh, God. Could be Empoleon, I suppose. It could also be, I'm assuming Glaceon because of the colourless. I'm going to guess Glaceon Zoro. So we can turn off their abilities, which is quite funny. And then we're really doing 90-30, and once we get the Greninjas up, that's doing nothing. So that's a much better start, I believe. Doesn't mean we're going to have the Sycamore, though, next turn if we don't get what we want. So we'll start with a Staryu. Hopefully we draw some sort of... It really depends. They probably want to, just try and bridge it. So we should be okay. We're going to get a Brooklet Hill, so we're going to see what the damage is. We've prized 2 Froakies. No Frogadier prizes is quite good. We've prized 1 Evo Soda, so that's 3 of the cards at turn 4. We've prized 2 of the Ultra Balls, that's 5 of them. And I think we've prized 1 of the Splash. Yes, we've prized 1 of the Splash. Okay, so workable. So really, we've just got to hope that they can't kill the Froakie, and I don't think they can, especially with no energy. I don't know what they can do here, bar just attempt to start doing things with the evolution. So luckily it's not going to be doing anything to us. The Glaceon not going to be doing anything to us, bar really just being a bad attacker in this match. So we can't use our Lele. Oh dear. They're just going to have... So we should eventually be okay here, in theory. Only in theory, obviously. We could get completely horrible hands and just not be able to do anything ever again. That can also happen. He's discarding Choice Band, which is a very, very good idea. He's discarding another Ultra Ball as well. Choice Band's going to do nothing this match. He's going to go for a Lele here. Is he going to go for a Bridget, do you think? Could go for a Bridget, could go for an N if you really wanted to. Go for Sycamore. Go for Bridget, that's fine. You're going to try to get as many Zororus out as possible, or even more Eevees. He gets another Eevee and 2 more Zorua. It might be end turn. So we have a chance here to start doing things. There is a Starmie. So I think what we do here, we'll go and get the last Froakie. I think that might be the best bet. We'll then retreat into one of the Froakies. We'll then evolve up the Staryu into the Starmie to make sure we have Starmie. Attach to the Froakie just in case. Maybe attach this to this. I don't want to do anything there. I think we'll Sycamore's hand. Hope. We're going to go Hope. Hope for a Frogadier of some kind. We get 2 Evosodas. We are completely fine. Evosoda activates onto the Frogadier, and now we can actually start. So then, we're duplicates for a full bench of 3 here. So, we are online with the old Greninja. We have a guaranteed 2 Greninjas out next turn, which is very, very good. He's got Full Stone. He's going to put it onto the... He's got Sycamore. So we're guaranteed 2 Greninjas out next turn, which is very, very good for us for this match. He can do 90 with... He's going to be knocking out the Frogadier, which is bad news for us, I suppose, but can't be helped with Go Greninja. You're going to lose prizes just because of the damage, but he's only doing 90 to us now, 90-30. So whatever he puts the damage onto, he might put it onto the Starmie. Try and knock that out over time. Might be his best bet. He's going to put it onto the Froakie to try and get another prize later on. He takes the prize for the Frogadier, which is quite good. So we put this one up here. So we're guaranteed 2 here. So we're going to put the Greninjas down. And we'll attach this to here. We don't need to attach that to here. Maybe because of this, we can do whatever we really want. And we'll go for the Evosoda. We could Ultra Ball these 2 away. I think we will. To get our last Greninja piece there. So now we're sort of completely okay with doing whatever. We can then Choice Band this up, and then we'll just Sycamore and hand away. And we get a Splash Energy, which is very, very good indeed. We also get an E-Hammer, which we can use on this, which is quite good. So now we don't really need to do anything yet. We've got a lot of energy in the discard, but thanks to Starmie, we should be fine. So we are going to Shadow Stitch. This bad boy. So in case we get knocked out somehow, he can't evolve his Eevee, and he can't use his Zoroark now to start doing loads of draws. Does get that down though. He's able to do so. He's going to be knocking out this Froakie, this Froakie here, and he's attaching a Choice Band, and he's going to Cynthia us. We're probably going to end him, I think, next turn, because he's going to be down to 4 prizes. So an end Shadow Stitch doesn't sound like a bad idea. He's the Ultra Ball. Unfortunately, I've only got one more choice band left, which is not good. I think it's prize, so that's not getting rid of that choice band. I had to get more. Whatever. Even if I did put it to this Frogadier, it would have died anyway. So I think choice band was something I couldn't really worry about. I'll get knocked out in that Froakie. So the question really here is, can we knock out this Glaceon? This is the question. There's another Greninja. We can at least guarantee ourselves a break. I'm going to put the break down here, I think. Because we're able to get a break here. Let me end this hand. If we're able to get a break via just drawing it, which we can't, which is fine. Space Beacon, obviously. The Lele, and get 2 energies back. Just means we're able to retreat and then do this. Can we knock this out? Shuriken puts the one we could do with a Moonlight Slash. That puts the abilities back, although then he's only got. We could probably afford actually to do it. Like, yeah, you can use the abilities, but you won't have any damage really. Then we can just go right back to getting them. So I think we just Moonlight Slashing. I'm going to do this first. I'm going to shuffle back pieces into the deck. Get the enemy. And then we do that to get rid of those stone stuff. And then Moonlight Slash. Just to knock out the Glaceon. He does break the lock of Shadow Stitch, but should be okay. There's a good draw. Got the Evosoda. That means we can evolve this Greninja up, the far right Greninja, into a break and start peppering the board. He gets the DC onto the piece. He can use his abilities, but if he doesn't get any more abilities, we're just going to start knocking out the little boys in the bottom. Really. The Zorus and the Eevees. We're just going to start knocking them out. You can see the power of Greninja and its ability to just keep hitting you with things. Shadow Stitch, it's non-EX, he's got to start trading here. He's only got one set up at the minute. He's already attached to the Zoroark. I'm going to do a full 100 at the minute. He's got Cynthia. That means our play is okay. Means we can definitely Evosoda and then start peppering the board by the bottom here. It gets the Glaceon out. This is sort of the time when I'm going to do a full 120 to this. This is definitely the time where max potion is really, really good. Just because you're able to start tick these entire boards away off. There's a choice band. We've got our last choice band. We're going to put the choice band onto the bottom Greninja, I think, here. Bottom right. Then I think we're going to attach. And we're going to Shuriken. Shuriken, the other Zorus here, I think. More Froakies. Do we end or do we Sycamore? I think we can end Sycamore this hand. I think we actually play one of the Froakies down and then Sycamore. Because we can always retreat them with the Starmie. That's good. So we got one last break here. There's going to Shuriken the other Zorua, I think. And we're gonna be smart here. We're gonna star me first before the end of the game, so we can just get 2 energy back into your hand. In case we get end, it means the energy's back in the hand. And the Shadow Stitch for a full 40. Or full 70, sorry. So we can't play any more small basics, else he dies. He can't. I'm not sure what he does really. He's doing 80 currently. He's on a field blower. Field blower is my last choice band. A shame, but that's all the choice band's gone. He can't trade, so he's going to have to hope and start knocking out stuff with, I guess, the Glaceons. I'm also going to start playing the attacking the Glaceon. That's Cynthia again. I'm going to start attaching, obviously, these splash energies. You're going to enhanced hammer the splash energy away from the bottom. We can actually kill him this turn, which is quite good. If he attacks, we have ended the game, which is quite good. We can use Moonlight Slash to knock out this Zoroark with a few peppered shurikens. So if he just attacks, he does just attack. So we have won this game, hopefully, if I don't screw it up, which I don't think I will. So we're going to attach the splash energy down to here, obviously to 90. Whereas then it's going to Shuriken. The Zoroark retreat into the big one here. We could just flash him, but I think it will be just better to Shuriken him for a laugh. So Shuriken, and then we're just going to Shadow Stitch him for knockout. So Greninja won that game. You can see the power of it. You can see that it, once it starts to get going and gets through the whole start phase of just not dying, it's quite good. It's very, very good once it gets going. It's always been very, very good once it gets going. And I do quite love how it works. So we're just going to have one more here, I think, just to try it out. So hopefully Greninja can, hopefully we can get these Carbinks and this Regirock for Buzzwole Garb. Be pretty good to get for later on in the world. Be nice. If we win this next one, we'll get it. Ooh, 2 Carbinks. Even though I've got crap tons of the Carbinks. Let's see what opponent we can get now. As this computer slowly dies on me, per computer. It looks like Lightning and Psychic and Dark. What could that be? I'm going to assume it's Zoroark again. If your opponents are always Zoroark and they don't have any Giratina, we are usually quite good. And we have quite a good hand actually. We're guaranteed. We need an energy to make it just right. That's the only issue. I see a Mewtwo. Okay. Mewtwo is completely fine. And he ends. So we're not going to end ourselves. We've got a energy. So we just Ultra Ball away these 2. And we go for another Froakie. Oh, 2 Frogadier prize. That is not good at all. Oh, this is going to be rough. Okay, right. So that's really the only. There's 2 Greninja prize as well. Oh god. There is 2 Greninja prize, 2 Frogadier prized. None of the Star Me pieces are prized. 1 Blower prize. So that's 4 of them. That's 5 of them. Sorry. I think that's So there's an Ultra Ball. There's more of the pieces out of the issue. The Ultra Ball for the Frogadier. So we're going to put the Froakie there, and that's fine. Whew, this will be difficult. Unless they completely just dead draw. This could also be a really good win condition if they just dead draw. The reason why they drew pass, we just don't end then. There's the Ruodine. There's no point ending whenever... Yeah, okay, he's dead drawing, so there's an end again. So we go basically even sort of get the one Frogadier, and he's going to see how bad our prizes are. There are one Frogadier. Could Sycamore obviously here. He gets the Zoroark out. He does get the Zoroark out, so he can start trading away. Hopefully next turn we can actually stop that entirely. Would be pretty funny. Does get DCE. He's going to do 60. He's going to Ennis. That's quite good. Stops us from ending ourselves if we needed to. But he's very far behind already. We could get one Greninja. This is quite good. Getting at least one out's pretty damn good. We do get another one out. That's not bad. We get two of the Greninjas. We get our two Greninjas out. We could N again, I suppose. I think we just splash energy this one. And then N again. I don't want to Sycamore two Sycamores away, and I want to try and get up. Brook Hill's quite good. 3 Brook Hills is also quite good, I suppose. Brook Hill means we can get Starmie out. We do have a Lele in the deck, I think. Yeah, we do have a Lele in the deck. So if we do need Lele, we have it. Okay. So we do this. Then we just go Shadow Stitch to stop the trade-in stuff. Next turn we can... It's going to fill lower, that's fine. Prism up the other Greninja. Or to get rid of, yeah, just to get rid of, oh, dangerous. Another Frogadier. Another Frogadier. Right, play another Frogadier. And then we're going to play to get rid of these two. And get a Lele. Don't like having Lele, it's 2 prizes. I really don't like having it. Good Cynthia, but I think we've got Sycamore. And then we'll put the Choice Band probably here actually. Because it means if we get 2 breaks, if we somehow get 2 breaks out, it'll be quite good. We get that, that's very important. So now we can start peppering the board here. We 10 shy off here, or we could just... I think we pepper the Zoroark, to be fair. Yep. And then we'll just adjust again. Next time we can Cynthia. He's only had it anyway. That's just completely fine. So he is doing more damage to the bench Greninja, obviously, which is completely fine. Really, we're going to lose that Frogadier, but we should be knocking it out this turn anyway. Let's get the last, because at least this way we can do this. We can Shuriken the start, and then retreat, then Shuriken the Zoroark, and then don't really need to do anything really. Could N, I suppose, but I don't really think we need to do anything, so we're just going to Shadow Stitch to knock out the Coco. Yeah, that's good. Forget Frogadier. So hopefully if he doesn't knock out these Froggies, we can start putting the Frogadier back. Start attaching to this stuff. Going to Isurul up the Zoroark, which is in theory a good play, but it's actually not a good play, because now he has a Zorua we can just knock out and win the game with, really. So it's a pretty... It probably looked really good in his head, but it's a really bad play. Because now, we definitely... Yeah, he realizes. He's realized. Yeah. Because he put the bench the other Zorua down, it means we will probably won anyway because you can get the Zoroarks out. But yeah, we're able to just pepper the board with more, so you can see the power of Greninja. I think it's going to do us here. I think I've shown Greninja as well as I can. The deck is really, really good if it works. The if it works is really important to understand. It can brick, and that's but it can brick as much as any other stage two. Stage two. So if you like stage twos, it's definitely a very good stage two to go for. So I believe it's quite a good deck. I hope you enjoyed these two battles. Those two battles were quite good at showing off the deck and how it worked. My name has been Andrew Brown, and please follow NCG if you haven't already on different Facebook groups, and as well, if you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe. I will hopefully chat to you soon. Thank you very much.